So it's another beautiful day out here, and finally got this thing looking good. I got a scratch on my lens. No scratch on the lens, just a piece of lint. Man, that thing looks good. Crystal clear. Going out today to take a look at the Velo to see if I can see what's wrong with the rear wheel. So it looks like both lock nuts are on fine. And as far as I can tell, looks like the M5 bolt is on fine. So now to take it all apart and see what's inside. Okay. So the bolt on this side is still in, but I can say it did not take much to loosen it. So maybe it's just all loose in here and I need to retighten everything. But while I'm going to take it apart, I'll take it apart anyway. But it was still tight enough to be just over finger tight, which I probably need to fix next time. But now I need to see if everything's lined up or anything is off and go from there. So when I pulled the wheel off, this is what I found. So if I can get the camera to focus, it looks like all kinds of metal shavings here on the wheel hub. And that's not good. I'm gonna see if there's actually enough meat left on there to fix it without having to rebuild a wheel. So I'm going to take apart the rest of it and look at the other side. Check to make sure my axle's still good. I do have a spare one in case I need it, but this axle has no galling or anything on it, and it actually looks really good. Not any rust or anything on it, so that's good. And there's what it looks like. It actually has quite a bit of grease on it. It looks like the teeth are still good. So either I didn't have it lined up right or something. I do have the spacer in here. It's still in here. I don't know if there's supposed to be another spacer in there or not, but it looks like maybe just the wheel wasn't seated enough. So maybe that wheel wasn't seated enough, and I can clean it off. Yeah, I can see from here that it's not seated all the way down in there. Alright, so now let me clean all this up and see what I find. Okay, what I'm finding is all of these pieces of metal have been sheared off and they're getting in the way because it looks like maybe it wasn't seated enough. So I got all the pieces of metal out of there, I think, and I'm going to clean it up some more. It's really kind of gold in there a lot. I'm going to see if I can get the free hub to sit down flush with this, but still it looks like I'm going to have to call Theo and get new get a new hub, because there's a lot that's gone. Well, if that's all it is, then that's going to be nothing more than taking apart, having a new hub installed, rebalanced, and all that fun stuff. I'm not sure if I want to do it. I probably can. I've done it before. I don't know if I want to mess with it. Maybe just easier to take it to a bike shop and have them rebuild it, since they have all of the equipment to actually rebuild it and true the wheel. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it enough on there. Okay, so I managed to clean it up a little bit and get the free hub to seat completely on the wheel. I think that was probably the problem previously. It wasn't seated fully on there. So I'll be going in the house and ordering a new center hub from Theo, or maybe I'll see if Doug or somebody has one in the States. And then I'll be relacing the wheel. Until then, I think I got the free hub to seat enough that I can try and ride it again. And it won't keep me down for too long until I can get the real wheel rebuilt. So I'll show you what I found. The splines, each one of these splines is about halfway down. This spline should go all the way up, so it locks into the teeth of the free hub. But I think the wheel just was not seated enough, and eventually the aluminum on the hub just couldn't handle the pressure of going up a hill, and probably that extra torque when I switched gears on the hill just couldn't handle it. So I was able to, like I said, I was able to manipulate it a little bit to get it to seat all the way down, which I don't know if you can see, but now it's seated all the way down. So previously it looked like it was only going down to about there. I don't know if you can see that, it's really hard to see. But it looked like it was only seated about halfway in there, like that. That's where it was riding when I took it off, that's where it was. Now, I'm gonna push this on, and as you can see, there's now no more gap in here at all. There's no gap in between, and it actually grabs like it's supposed to. So fortunately, it was a fairly easy find and a fairly easy fix. Not necessarily an easy fix. When I get the new part, I'll have to do a wheel rebuild. Looks like it's a fairly easy fix. All right, there you go. So until next time, cheers.